Alright everyone, welcome back to Space Quest 4, or slash Space Quest 12, Volhaul's Revenge. As you can see, I have solved the puzzle. It's not rocket science, pretty much what you have to do. I have the game saved, so I don't think it caused too much damage. But I'll just show you again. I'm not going to push anything in, but this is the first, right here is the first one, the first wheel over here, then the second wheel, then the third wheel. And what you have to do is you have to put in 3 numbers. It always has to be 3 numbers. You can start with a 0, but there does have to be 3 numbers or it won't move. And it's just the degrees of the circle. So you're just turning things in up to 360 degrees. It won't let you turn more to make one full revolution. And so you have to kind of gauge it yourself, kind of eyeball it a little bit. Usually, I think it's increments of 15 or so. I can't remember. Maybe with 10. It wouldn't let me do 010. I was able to do 015 and get it. So pretty much what we want to do is just try to get close, and you want the bars to be perpendicular to the walkway. And so with a little trial and error, you'll get it. It would have been too much for me to do online. It would have been pretty boring. But anyway, also one tip is if you've got one of them in place, you don't have to change it around or put in 360 each time. You can just, or 180 if you so choose, because there's 2 ways it can go. You can just press enter and skip over that, and then work on the one you want. Just make sure you're in the right box so you don't foul up something you already created. And I don't know, you can't save while you do this, so that's kind of annoying. So it's not incredibly hard, just annoying. Yeah, just another little puzzle in the game. Guess it's not the worst puzzle ever. Alright, anyway, we are finished with this, however. And so we should be able to safely walk through. I did try this once. And as you can see, Roger can walk through the beams. So sort of a 2-part puzzle there. Sort of a classic adventure game puzzle. And here we're in kind of a maze area. And what we want to do, I can't recall if we can use this one or we have to use the one on the top. Oh, shoot. There's also a robot here that wants to kill us. So we don't have that much time to play around. And unfortunately, this is a maze. And I don't have a map of the maze, so we may be a little from my left, eh? Well, then let me avoid that then. Oh, did it shoot me? For a fleeting moment, you were impressed with the droid's accuracy. Alright, so I didn't even see the guy. I don't know if you did. I wasn't paying enough attention, I guess. Alright. So, I'm supposed to look at the terminal. And I thought the terminal was over. It was just this thing over here. Maybe you don't have to go through the full maze this time. Oh, good, good. So I think we have to deal with the maze later on, which is good to hear. I think the droid just killed you. Yeah, I hear that. Okay, so hopefully it doesn't kill me, even if it does. It's not a huge deal. I'm just going to write down what this plug looks like. Alright. So, this is another tricky part of the game. You have to know to look for that little thing in there. You probably would think you have to deal with the maze now somehow. No, you have to look at that, and then you can't do anything with that plug. Maybe if you look at it further, it'll give you some more hints, but I know, at least, from playing this before and having a walkthrough, that in fact you cannot do anything further in Space Quest 12. You must go back to the Time Ripper and take a look at another era of the Space Quest series, which would also happen to be the place we spent the most time thus far, and that would be Space Quest 10. So, if you recall, right, that thing for some reason closes behind you. I don't know why none of Volhaul's guards are out. Maybe he wants you to get this far, I guess. So we're going to use that code. That's why you have to write down that code in the arcade. You don't write down that code in the arcade, guess what? You have to go backtracking. And you have to know that there was one place, and I guess the hint would be somebody thinking about, okay, I'm stuck here. What do I do next? Well, there is one thing you do. I don't know if you can use the other ship. I don't want to risk getting out and trying that just because I don't want to risk getting shot coming out of there. I don't think I've saved too recently. So, I'm going to punch in the code for Space Quest 10, and I'll complete my thought once I do that. Sorry about that, folks. Alright, this guy. This guy. This guy again. The apostrophe / exclamation point sort of thing. The T-looking thing. And the 2 exclamation points, sort of like they have in the Spanish language. Alright, that should. Alright, you know the deal. Hopefully it'll work. Blah 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 blah. Finally. Alright, very good, it works. Yes, so what I was saying is, I guess, somebody who gets stuck at this part might think back and think, hey, you know, we never actually really did anything at that Radio Shack store. Which is, by the way, in other versions of the game called Hertz, doesn't it? Spelled HZ, the abbreviation for Hertz, so like megahertz, etc. So kind of play on that as well. But the store is the same thing, whether it's called Hertz, doesn't it, or Radio Shack. And I don't think I don't know where the sequel police officers are. Maybe they're just playing around in the place, that Skaterama thing. Because I don't think they'll come after you, but I don't know where they actually went. Though I don't know how the guard got there either in the first place. So, in any event, let's make our way to Radio Shack. And I believe, if I'm not mistaken, we have to get on the tram going this way. We probably should save the game. And I'm going to, I think I have more than enough time to get to, what are we on, 37 or something? I keep losing track. To easily using YouTube's new, more generous policy to get through the sequence at Radio Shack. So we're just going to take this all the way through the end. Even if we go over the usual 10-minute mark. I don't remember how long I spent in the mall trying to figure out what to do with Radio Shack beforehand, but yeah, that's a really tough puzzle. You get there, you see that thing, you don't know how to get through the maze. If somehow you already got through that very difficult puzzle with, or at least difficult to figure out puzzle with the lasers and everything else. All right, so this is Radio Shack, which is just a weird. I think I talked about it before. That just seems kind of weird. Something like from Nickelodeon. Alright, welcome to Radio Shack, a dandy company. Oh shoot, did I leave? Oh, that's pathetic. Sorry about that. Alright, we're back here. I guess don't press the walk guy, the walk symbol. Radio Shack. Okay, let's touch the screen. Alright. We don't want Technotot's toy department. We don't want the electronic mommy. I think we want electronic gadgets. I remember when I was younger, I wished you could actually get some of these things. They seem kind of cool. None currently available. Alright, continued. Discontinued. Yeah, so you can just kind of look at the bottom and see what's summer 2735. If you look at the bottom what the delivery is, you can see what's available. Pretty much everything that you can't buy. Is either too expensive. I think this is what we want. Say, is that just a complete workstation in your pocket, or are you just glad to see me? And now you can carry the power of a dumb terminal around with you without even increasing your jumpsuit. Includes Riga-compatible monitor, really incredible graphics adapter, chiclet-style keyboard, and dentine-style mouse. 2006 Buckazoids. Let's take it, since that's the one thing you can buy. Oh, I don't possess it. Oh, then forget that. Right, 1999. This might be what we need. Pocket Pel connector. If you're a proud owner of the ever-popular Pocket Portable Terminal, you have no doubt noticed that without the proper connector, it is virtually useless. Fortunately, at this moment, our exclusive Pocket Pel connector is on sale for just $19.99 Buckazoids. Get yours now before the price goes up even further. With great patience, you insert each and every one of the $1.99 Buckazoids into the sales box quarter-scepter. You'd think in the future they'd have the ability to just have debit cards like we have, if not something even better than that. But no, poor Roger's stuck carrying around a bunch of coins. I think. Alright. So, this is the part where you wanted to. Why did I write down that symbol on there? Because you have to match the symbol with the appropriate plug. Get the wrong one, and you're out of luck. This is, let me just verify, yes, this is what we want, the equal sign and the 0. For those of you who are playing the home edition. Did I buy it? I guess I did. Alright. So, that's pretty much everything. I'm not going to go through all the stuff, just same time. Some of the things are funny. That's one of the problems, I guess, doing the LPs. You have to race through things a little bit more than you would. You know, A, you don't get the enjoyment of exploring things, and B, you also do not get to catch all the gags. Particularly, Space Quest is best known for that, unlike some of the other series. All the series have it to some degree, but more so than others. But I just guess I can't justify sitting here reading to you a bunch of funny text. So, if you really want to read it and see things, definitely try to get a copy of the game. I think they're selling Space Quest 4, 5, and 6 together as a CD bundle. You can look at that somewhere. I forget who produces that, for $10. So you can get all 3 games. The CD, they have the talking characters, I think, in all 3 of them. For the last 3 games, the VGA games, for really very little money. So definitely check that out if you are interested in Space Quest. If you want to, I'm not selling the game. I don't have anything to do with it. I don't even know who really sells it. If you do want more information, feel free to send me a PM. But you should be able to Google it yourself and probably find out more about that. And that's advertisement is brought to you by Sierra Game Scott. No, just kidding. I don't really know anything more than that. But I probably could point you to it if you can't find it yourself, which you should be able to do so. In any event, that's more than enough time for this edition of Space Quest 4. We'll go back next time and be in Space Quest 12 and get pretty close to the end. I think one of the reasons why this isn't going quite as long as I thought is some of these videos are going longer than usual because of YouTube's new, more generous policy of allowing us to go up to 15 minutes. But in any event, we're not going to hit the whole 15. We're going to exit for the time being, and I will see you in the next edition of Let's Play Space Quest 4. Sierra Game Scott, signing off.